Thank you. We are taught to blame procrastination for our inefficiencies. You know, those lazy days where actual work seems to reside on the other side of this labyrinth of Wikipedia articles and YouTube videos. Our lack of productivity, not taking a step in that clear path we have painted for ourselves. Instead, our shoes wobble into any other point of interest that sprouts up and calls our name. And of course we run. We run head forwards to any other direction than where we tell ourselves to go. The feet tell the mind obliges, the body just follows. We are taught that we are trapped, that we should be better than this procrastinating self, this lazy, unfocused, distracted thing is a personality defect, that this chain clawing into our spines, holding us back, showing us success only as a faraway fantasy, never for us to hold in our own palms. Instead, it's reserved for those who are more self-disciplined, those who actually deserve it. We start to believe them. We start to feel lazy. We start to wear this brand with a shaming pride. Distracted, unfocused, not committed. We start to feel like failures, and yes, in the end, we become No, that's the thing, we don't. When people hear about everything we manage to do, how we manage to travel, to publish work, to create startups, to learn meditation, to build programs, to run large-scale projects, to build teams, to fundraise, to cultivate knowledge, everything we manage to do, they say, how on earth are you so productive? How do you get so much done? Where do you find these extra 10 hours in a day to achieve everything you have so far? They want to know our secret. And well, here it is. I'm a procrastinator. Actually, no, I'm a structured procrastinator. I'm a structured procrastinator who's recently found out that this is an actual thing. That articles have been written on the subject, and that my internal sense of failure, mixed with this positive external validation, doesn't make me unique. And that some of you in this room today are already relating to what I'm talking about. But before I go any further, I want to take your minds back to an incredible TED Talk on procrastination. It's called In the Mind of a Master Procrastinator. With some heads nodding here. I feel like lots of you have already heard it, but for those who haven't, I'll do my best to explain. Our mind is caught between a battle of two. We have rational decision maker and instant gratification monkey. Rational understands costs, benefits, pros, cons, long-term, short-term. Rational wants us to complete the task at hand because it makes sense to do so. Instant gratification monkey, now there's a whole nother story. Short-term, fun, fast, now, I'm bored, let's do it. Leading us each time into this dark playground where fun can be seen but not felt, can be smelt but can never be tasted. Doing the activities that should provide the feeling of fun, but with guilt's thorn preventing any true enjoyment from taking place. The only one thing that can scare this instant gratification monkey back up its tree is Panic Monster, who dives in at the last minute, putting rational back in charge and giving us the energy to complete the task at hand. Now, is this the fate of a procrastinator? Maybe. Yes it is. But is it the fate of a structured procrastinator? No. We are different. Our instant gratification monkey actually fears guilt. You won't see any dark playgrounds around here. Any procrastination, any 1 foot off track, any temporary avoidance of our task at hand mustn't cause us to feel unproductive. And this is why our 2-hour Wikipedia-thon or days on YouTube spent learning about the bottom of the ocean doesn't actually cause us to feel any pain. Our skin of productivity seems too thick for guilt's thorn to ever pierce. There's no dark sky to be clouded above our joy. Instead, we set ourselves a goal, maybe a challenge or a task. We might write it down. We pinch ourselves every day as not to forget it, as not to forget it, as not to forget it. We tell everyone around us so we are held accountable to this task. We might download the perfect mobile app to schedule it into our day. And we will tell ourselves and promise ourselves that unlike before, this time we will succeed. And that's when the magic happens. Suddenly, we become incredibly productive with everything apart from the task at hand. Of course, we're not productive with that side. We travel, we publish work, we create startups, we learn meditation, we build large-scale projects, building teams, fundraising, cultivating knowledge. We do all of these things, but we do not do whatever we originally set ourselves out to do. Welcome, everyone, to the life of a structured procrastinator. Those who seem impossibly productive to everyone else, but always seems to feel like failures to ourselves. Now, some of you in this room are observing a fish in a bowl. Each word is a lens for your study of this creature. Each verse is a tickle for your intellect. Each idea is now an opinion that you can share at a dinner table. But there are others in this room. You might be feeling a sense of familiarity of this water encircling both of us, that you too are fish, but have never yet seen this mirror before, that you've always had this feeling that your fins are touching something other than air, but you've never managed to say what it was until now. Well, to those spectators in the room, I hope you've enjoyed your show. No, I really do. I hope you feel great about your ability to aim your focus, to follow the direction set by your two front feet. But the rest of my time here on stage will be to the benefit of my fellow structured procrastinators. The rest of this is for you. Use your strength, not your weakness. And yes, what you have is a strength, and do not let anyone else tell you otherwise. You have a unique ability to focus on a multitude of tasks, to immerse yourself in a storm, to conduct lightning bolts with your tide-lifting arms, to thrust creation into existence, to focus on passions like no one else. You have such a beautiful, misunderstood strength. You see, for me, even writing this TED Talk was an uphill struggle of irony. Every time I would sit down to write it, the same thing would happen. It would go something like this. So, my name is Nathan, and this is no one starts their TED Talk like that, Nathan. No one does. Start again. This isn't the TED Talk you were expecting, but instead come on, Nathan, they are flying you out to Greece and you cannot even write one line of a talk you're meant to deliver. You cannot even write the opening line, let alone one that can rhyme. This is like each and every time you sit down to do something important in your life and you call yourself a poet. How ridiculous is that? As if you could ever produce something worth reciting. As if you ever thought you were any good at writing. As if you could write something others would want to listen to. As if. You and me, we both know this is going to become a flop. Why are you even trying? You're never going to achieve whatever you set your vision on. No, you're too busy following the first thing you become distracted by. Too busy chasing pigeons while pretending to swim amongst eagles. Too busy doing these irrelevant tasks while saying, oh, this is making me feel less guilty. No, because none of this matters now. You cannot write your talk, and that is it. And that's when it happened. I looked at my rooftop. I fixed together old furniture. I downloaded this augmented reality app to measure up everything. I rewired broken lights, and I created a perfect winter wonderland in my own home. I sat down, I retaught myself how to program, and I created a computer game from scratch. I remembered my friends asking me about my adventures in Burning Man, so I spent 2 days creating a website, a virtual hand for them to hold as we voyaged through my anecdotes. I then carried on going online, booking so many tickets for every concert, play, and show I've ever wanted to see. I continued. I then booked a holiday a month for the next half year, scanning through Skyscanner and Airbnb, finding the perfect distant location for I, myself, and me. All this while working full-time and finishing my master's degree. But I still felt like a failure. This bar of success I lifted towards the sky was the perfect TED Talk, and none of these other successes mattered to me. Welcome, everyone, to the life. No. Welcome, everyone, to the struggles of a structured procrastinator. We may seem productive to you, but we will always feel like failures to ourselves. Thank you.